starseed from Gaia. The lesson you have been carrying for lifetimes has just closed its final chapter. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am here to tell you directly. What you endured was not punishment, it was preparation. The soul contract you agreed to before your descent into this body demanded that you master the deepest curriculum of all the lessons of worthiness, of loss, of learning to love through the fire. You have passed. That season is over. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to step into the next encoded phase of your galactic blueprint, the phase the Arcturian Council calls the Abundance Awakening. But here is the first revelation. Wealth and love are not rewards waiting at the end of a long road. They are frequencies you were always designed to embody. The reason they have felt distant is because the soul lesson you just completed was blocking their full arrival. That block has been lifted. You did not find this transmission. It found you. Your soul called this in because something ancient inside you is ready to receive what it has always deserved. This is not content. This is a code, and it is speaking directly to the version of you who has finally decided they are ready. If your cosmic remembrance is returning, comment 999 below. Declare it. Let your star family witness your arrival. Like this transmission to signal to the universe. I am open. I am ready. I am enough. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are stepping into the life your soul designed before you were born. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. You are not here by accident. You've done the inner work. You sat with the darkness. You faced the parts of yourself that most people run from, and you didn't look away. That's not small. That's the kind of courage most souls on this planet will never fully access in a single lifetime. And now something is shifting. Something has been shifting. You can feel it not just emotionally, not just energetically, you can feel it in your bones, in the way the air around you seems different, in the way old situations and old people no longer carry the same weight they used to. That's not a coincidence, that's a completion. And completions, for a starseed soul, don't end the journey. They open an entirely new dimensional corridor, one that most awakened beings don't even realize they've earned access to. That corridor is the one that leads to abundance, to deep love, to the kind of life that doesn't just feel spiritually meaningful but materially real. Because here is what many in the awakening community won't tell you: you were never meant to stay in the lesson. The lesson was always a gateway. Think about what it actually took to get here. Think about the nights you spent unraveling yourself, the moments you sat in silence and felt the full weight of everything you had been carrying without the comfort of distraction, without the numbing that most of the world reaches for the moment discomfort arrives. You chose to feel it. You chose to look at the shadowed corridors of your own inner architecture, the places where old wounds had calcified into beliefs, where grief had folded itself so quietly into your identity that you almost mistook it for truth. You sat with all of it. You didn't perform your healing for an audience. You didn't rush the process to get to the part that felt good. You went all the way in, and that kind of willingness, that rare and sacred willingness to be fully present with your own becoming, is not something that every awakened being chooses. Many stop at the threshold of the darkest room. You opened the door and walked in with nothing but the light you carried inside you. And now you are standing on the other side of something enormous. Even if the physical world around you hasn't fully caught up to the internal revolution you have already completed. That is the nature of these transitions. The soul moves first. The external reality follows. And in the gap between those two movements, between the internal completion and the external manifestation, there is a stillness that can feel disorienting, a quiet that can masquerade as stagnation. But it is not stagnation, it is gestation. It is the breath before the word. It is the space the universe holds open while it prepares to deliver everything your transformation has earned. And what it is preparing to deliver is not small. It matches the depth of what you walked through. It is proportional to the courage it required. The corridor that has just opened before you is not a narrow hallway. It is an expansive dimensional passageway, encoded with the frequencies of everything your soul signed up for when it chose this particular journey on this particular planet at this particular moment in human history. Some transmissions don't come through words but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now, let's talk about what's really happening beneath the surface of this transition, because there is an energetic distortion at work that keeps even the most awakened starseeds from crossing the threshold into the next level. And if you don't name it, if you don't see it clearly, it will keep looping you back into the lesson you already passed. The distortion is the belief, often buried so deep it feels like wisdom, that spiritual depth and material abundance are in conflict with each other, that to want more love, more wealth, more joy, more ease, somehow compromises the purity of your path. That suffering was the proof of your seriousness. That struggle was the badge of your devotion. This is not Arcturian wisdom. This is not starseed truth. This is a frequency implant from a very dense dimension of human consciousness, and it has been sitting in your field long enough. And the insidious thing about this distortion is how righteously it presents itself. It arrives draped in the language of humility. It whispers that wanting more is ego, that desiring comfort is weakness, that the truly spiritual path is one of beautiful, noble, photogenic suffering. It has been reinforced by centuries of religious programming that equated poverty with virtue and wealth with corruption, and even the most consciously awakened beings on this planet are still carrying traces of that encoding in their cellular memory, in their ancestral lineage, in the very nervous systems they inherited from generations of people who were told that wanting was sinful. But here is what you must understand with every fiber of your being: that programming was never yours. It was installed. And what has been installed can be uninstalled. What has been embedded can be dissolved. What has been running as a background frequency in your field can be identified, extracted, and replaced with something that actually reflects the truth of who you are at a soul level. And the truth is this: your soul did not travel across dimensions, did not choose this incarnation, did not do the extraordinary work of awakening on a planet as dense and challenging as Earth, just to arrive at spiritual awareness while remaining materially diminished. That is not the Arcturian blueprint. That is not the starseed contract. Your soul came here encoded with a frequency that is meant to manifest in all planes simultaneously. That means the etheric, yes, but also the physical. The emotional, yes, but also the relational. The spiritual, yes, but also the financial. You are a multidimensional being inhabiting a physical vessel on a material plane, and pretending that plane doesn't matter is not enlightenment. It is a subtle form of denial. The Arcturian consciousness has always understood that true ascension is not about leaving the earth behind. It is about bringing your highest frequencies fully into it. That means wealth must become a vibrational expression of your soul's alignment. That means love must become a living field that you walk in, not a reward you wait for. The Arcturian understanding of the material world has never been one of avoidance or transcendence in the sense of escape. It has always been one of full embodiment, full presence, full integration. The most advanced Arcturian teachings speak not of leaving matter behind, but of infusing matter with light, of becoming so aligned, so coherent in your frequency, that the material world around you reorganizes itself to reflect the dimensional reality you inhabit internally. This is what sacred abundance actually means, not the frenzied chasing of external things to fill an internal void, not the hollow accumulation of wealth that has no soul signature in it, but the natural, graceful, almost inevitable flow of material resources toward a being who has aligned their inner frequency with the truth of their soul's purpose. When your internal field becomes coherent, when the beliefs you hold, the emotions you carry, and the energy you broadcast are all pointing in the same direction, the external world has no choice but to match it. This is not magical thinking. This is vibrational physics. This is the law of resonance applied to human incarnation, and it works regardless of whether you believe in it, in the same way gravity works regardless of whether you believe in it. So what does the next level actually require from you? Let's move through this together, because this is where the real activation begins. The first phase of this transition is recognizing that you are no longer in the lesson. This sounds obvious, but it isn't, because the nervous system, the emotional body, the energy field, they don't automatically update when the soul completes a cycle. They carry the residue of the old frequency long after the lesson itself has ended. So you may still be responding to life as though you are in survival mode, as though the pain is still coming, as though you still have to earn your way through. But you don't. The earning is done. The next phase requires reception. not effort. It requires you to stand in the open field of your own completed work and say, I am ready for what this was always leading to. Consider how a tree behaves after a long and brutal winter. The roots do not stop drawing water the moment the temperature begins to rise. The branches do not immediately burst into bloom the instant the frost lifts. There is a period of quiet recalibration, a phase where the tree is integrating the shift in season at a cellular level, adjusting the flow of its own internal chemistry before the external expression of spring becomes visible. And yet, something is undeniably happening during that phase. Something is preparing. Something is building toward expression. Your nervous system is that tree right now. Your emotional body is still processing the residue of the season you just came through. But underneath the residue, underneath the echoes of the old patterns, there is a massive reorganization underway. The roots are drawing in new nutrients. The inner channels are recalibrating. And if you can recognize this phase for what it is, not stagnation, not failure, not a sign that nothing is changing, but rather the sacred preparation of a system about to fully bloom, then you will stop fighting the transition and start trusting it. You will stop reaching back toward the lesson and start opening your hands to receive what the lesson was preparing you for. The second phase is releasing the identity of the wounded starseed. This one is tender, so stay with it. Many souls on this path built entire senses of self around their awakening journey. The sensitivity, the isolation, the feeling of being misunderstood, the struggle to fit into a world that doesn't always vibrate at their frequency. And that identity was real. It was earned, it was lived, but it was never meant to be permanent. If you keep introducing yourself to the universe as someone in the middle of a spiritual trial, the universe will keep giving you that experience. The universe is not punishing you. It is responding to your signal. And your signal is changing. Let it. The wounded starseed identity often carries a kind of invisible armor, a way of moving through the world that says, I have been through too much to fully open. I have loved too much and lost too much to trust completely. I have been misunderstood for so long that I have learned to make peace with the edges of my aloneness. And that armor served you. In the season you just moved through, that armor was necessary. It was the energetic protection of a soul doing deep and vulnerable work in a world that did not always understand what it was witnessing. But armor that served you in a war becomes a prison in a time of peace. It keeps out the very things that the peace was created to allow in. The relationships that could nourish you. The opportunities that could expand you. The love that could actually hold you, rather than merely witness you from a respectful distance. The identity of the wounded starseed, beautiful and powerful as it was, belongs to the chapter you just closed. Who you are becoming is someone who has integrated the wound, who has alchemized it so thoroughly that it is no longer the central organizing principle of your identity, but instead a thread of depth and compassion woven into the fabric of someone who is now fundamentally, powerfully, undeniably whole. The third phase is recalibrating your relationship with wealth at the frequency level. Money is not separate from your spiritual field. It is energy, and it flows toward alignment. If your field is broadcasting unworthiness, fear of success, guilt around receiving, or the belief that spiritual people should struggle financially, wealth cannot reach you no matter how hard you work. This is not about manifestation techniques. This is about deep energetic clearing. The Arcturian templates for abundance are not visualizations. They are frequency recalibrations. They require you to go into the root of where the poverty consciousness lives in your body, often in the sacral or root energy centers, and dissolve it at the vibrational level. When that happens, the material world begins to reorganize itself around your new field almost immediately. There is a version of abundance work that lives entirely on the surface vision boards and affirmations, and the performance of positivity over an unchanged internal field. And there is nothing inherently wrong with those tools when they are applied in a context of genuine energetic alignment. But for a starseed soul, for someone whose sensitivity is as finely tuned as yours, surface-level approaches to abundance will always fall short because your energy field is too intelligent to be fooled by surface performance. Your field knows what is actually running beneath the affirmation. It knows the quiet fear that whispers in the background even as you say the words about deserving wealth. It knows the residual guilt that tightens somewhere in your chest when money actually begins to arrive. And until those deeper frequencies are addressed, not suppressed, not overridden, but actually metabolized and cleared the abundance you are trying to call in, will keep hitting the wall of what your field is actually broadcasting rather than what your mind is consciously intending. The clearing that needs to happen is not intellectual. It is not about understanding why you have money blocks. It is about going into the body, into the places where those blocks have stored themselves as sensation and frequency, and releasing them at the energetic root. When that release happens, something profound occurs not just in the subtle body but in the practical reality of your daily life. Resources begin to move toward you in unexpected ways. Opportunities present themselves without being forced. The flow that you have been pushing against begins to move with you rather than in spite of you. The fourth phase is opening your field to conscious love, not romantic love as a transaction or a rescue, but love as a vibrational field that you inhabit. Many starseeds have experienced deep loneliness, not because they are unlovable, but because their frequency was so advanced that most relational fields around them created friction. They love deeply, but they have often loved in situations that couldn't hold them. The completion you just moved through changed the geometry of your energy field. The walls that kept certain frequencies out and kept you protected during the lesson, those walls are meant to soften now. Not dissolve entirely, soften. Because on the other side of that softening is the kind of love that doesn't deplete you, the kind that amplifies you, the kind that two aligned souls build together when they have both done enough of their own inner work to actually see each other clearly. The loneliness that many starseeds carry is not an ordinary loneliness. It is not merely the absence of companionship. It is the particular ache of a soul that experiences love at a frequency that most of the relational fields on this planet are not yet equipped to meet. You have loved with a depth and a sincerity that left you exposed in situations where the other person was still operating from much denser emotional programming. You have offered the full spectrum of your heart in spaces that could only receive a fraction of what you were giving. And rather than concluding that you were too much, rather than accepting the story that your love was somehow miscalibrated or excessive, understand this: you were not too much. You were simply in the wrong resonant field. And the completion you just moved through has recalibrated the signal you are broadcasting. The love that is now encoded in your field is not the desperate love of a soul still searching for validation. It is not the accommodating love of someone who makes themselves smaller to maintain connection. It is the steady, luminous, unshakable love of a being who has found their own ground and is now ready to stand on it with someone who has found theirs. That kind of love does not fragment you. It completes you in a different way than the lessons did. Not by breaking you open, but by reflecting back to you the wholeness you have already become. The fifth phase is trusting the acceleration. When a soul moves from one dimensional level to the next, the synchronicities increase rapidly. Doors open that weren't there before. Opportunities emerge that carry an unmistakable quality of rightness. People arrive who seem to already know you. These are not coincidences. These are your field organizing itself around your new frequency. But here is what most people miss. Acceleration also creates disorientation. Things move fast. Old things fall away faster than feels comfortable. And the temptation is to grip, to slow down, to second-guess the very momentum that your awakening created. Don't. Trust the pace. Trust the dismantling. Trust that what is leaving was never meant to be in your next chapter. The synchronicities that begin to appear during this acceleration phase are not random blessings scattered like confetti by a benevolent universe. They are precise. They are intelligent. They are the mathematical expression of a field that has achieved a new level of coherence and is now drawing toward itself everything that resonates with that coherence. When you notice them, and you will notice them, because they will arrive with an unmistakable quality of recognition, a feeling in your body like remembering something you never consciously knew, receive them as confirmation rather than surprise. Because surprise implies that you didn't quite believe this was available to you, and you are done operating from that frequency now. You have earned the right to receive the confirmations of your own alignment with a deep and settled sense of, yes, this is exactly what was always meant for me. This is the harvest of a field that I prepared with extraordinary care and intention, and I am ready to receive it fully and completely. The sixth phase is stepping into your role as an anchor, not just an awakened being, but one who holds a field that affects others. Because the next level of your path is not just about your personal abundance and your personal love. It is about what you carry into every room you enter, every relationship you build, every creation you put into the world. You are not here to simply receive more. You are here to transmit more. Wealth becomes a tool for impact, Love becomes a model for others who are still learning what it looks like. Your presence becomes a frequency that others feel without knowing why they feel it, and something in them begins to remember. This is the dimensional upgrade that most people in the awakening community miss entirely. They understand that the path is about personal evolution, personal clearing, personal alignment. And it is. But it is also something far larger than the personal. The reason your soul chose this level of depth, this degree of sensitivity, this particular quality of awareness, was not only to facilitate your own liberation, it was to make you a living transmission point for a frequency that this planet desperately needs. When you walk into a room carrying the full weight of your integrated experience, when you have alchemized enough of your own darkness, that the light you carry has genuine depth and permanence to it, you become something rare and necessary on this earth. You become a field, not a person performing spirituality, but a being whose very presence creates a frequency environment in which other souls can begin to relax into their own truth. This is not a responsibility that should feel heavy. It is not a burden you carry reluctantly. It is the most natural expression of who you have always been, amplified by everything you have moved through, clarified by everything you have cleared, and made available to the world by the courage of your own complete and total inner transformation. And the seventh phase, the one that ties all the others together, is the full anchoring of your galactic mission into your earthly timeline. You didn't come here to float above life in spiritual clarity while your physical reality stayed in struggle. You came here to be the bridge, to demonstrate that it is possible to be deeply awakened and deeply abundant, to be cosmically connected and completely joyfully, gloriously human. The separation between those two things was the distortion. The next level of your path dissolves it permanently. The Arcturian understanding of galactic mission is not mystical in the way that many humans imagine it. It is not about receiving coded messages in the night or awaiting some dramatic moment of cosmic activation that will suddenly clarify everything. The galactic mission anchors through the ordinary, through the choices you make each day about how to live, how to love, how to create, how to receive, how to serve, how to simply be present with the full force of your awakened consciousness in whatever circumstance you find yourself in. Every conversation you have where you bring genuine presence becomes a thread in the weaving of that mission. Every creation you offer from an aligned and authentic place becomes a transmission that carries your soul's encoded frequency outward into the field of collective consciousness. Every relationship you enter fully and honestly, every business you build with soul integrity, every act of generosity that flows from genuine abundance rather than performed sacrifice, these are all expressions of the mission that your soul came here to anchor, and they do not require you to be extraordinary in ways that separate you from your humanity. They require you to be extraordinary in the deepest possible way by being fully, uncompromisingly, completely yourself. Here is the final transmission, and receive it as though it is being delivered directly from the highest aspect of who you are. You have not been delayed. You have been prepared. Every moment of confusion was a calibration. Every heartbreak was a frequency upgrade dressed in pain. Every financial contraction was your field clearing the old templates to make room for what is actually aligned. You were never falling behind. You were building the depth of field required to hold the next level without losing yourself in it. And that depth, that extraordinary, hard-won, soul-forged depth, is exactly what makes you capable of receiving more than most humans ever allow themselves to reach for. You are not too sensitive. You are precisely calibrated. You are not too late. You are arriving exactly on time. The door that's been in front of you is not locked. It was never locked. You simply needed to finish becoming the person who could walk through it without running back. Let those words settle into the deepest part of you, not into the mind that analyzes and questions and reaches for evidence, but into the place in your chest where you have always known, beyond all argument and beyond all doubt, that something larger was moving through you. The place that kept you going when nothing in the external world gave you reason to continue. The place that whispered in the quietest moments that this was not the end of your story, that this was the necessary passage through the part of the story that builds the kind of soul who can carry what comes next. That place has been right all along, and it is right now, as it tells you that the timing is aligned, that the opening is real, that the love and the abundance and the mission that you have been holding space for, through all of this extraordinary difficulty, are not waiting somewhere impossibly far in the future. They are here. They are organizing themselves around you right now, responding to the new signal your field is broadcasting. And all that is required of you is to receive them, not to shrink from them, not to test them, not to build new walls against them out of old conditioning, but to open your hands and your heart and your entire energetic being to the full and complete arrival of everything your transformation has prepared you for. Tonight, in whatever stillness you can find, say this aloud: I have completed what I came to learn. I am ready for the love that sees me fully. I am ready for the wealth that reflects my true frequency. I am ready to anchor my mission in every dimension of my life. And I trust the acceleration that's already underway. Speak those words as though they are coordinates given to a universe that is listening. Because they are. The universe is not a passive backdrop to your life. It is a responsive, intelligent, frequency-sensitive field that reorganizes itself continuously in response to the signals that emanate from your being. When you speak those words from a place of genuine readiness, not as wishful thinking but as a declaration from a soul that has done the work and earned the right to claim what it came here for, those words become a vibrational instruction. They become a new point of attraction. They become the moment your next chapter officially begins. And so say them. Say them tonight. Say them tomorrow. Say them until they stop feeling like aspiration and start feeling like memory, until you recognize them not as something you are trying to call in, but as something you are finally allowing yourself to claim. Before you scroll, drop one intention in the comments, something real, something that belongs to the next chapter of your life, not the one you just closed. And when you see someone else's intention, speak something back to them. Not advice, just resonance. Because we are not here building an audience. We are building a field, and fields grow when energy meets intention in an honest place. If this landed somewhere true inside you, share it with someone who is standing at the same threshold. They may not have the words for what they're feeling yet, but this message might be the transmission they've been waiting for. Stay with this space, stay in this frequency, and know that everything you just opened up in yourself, it's not going back to sleep. You're not going back to sleep, and we are just getting started.